Hello friends. Welcome to Only for Hindi. My name is Kushi Singhal. And you are watching Only for Hindi Channel. So friends, today I will tell you Tech Talks news within this video. If you like this video, please like, share, comments, please. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel together. Number 1. Online freedom of speech may be in peril. Pew. The survey responses suggest 4 major conclusions. The atmosphere online will remain negative because trolling is part of human nature, anonymity facilitates antisocial behavior, some of the inflammatory dialogue is driven by inequities, and it's difficult to defeat trolling or bad behavior because of the growing scale and complexity of discourse. The atmosphere online will remain negative because trolling, in essence, draws eyeballs to sites, which then earn revenue from ads. More eyeballs means more revenue. Tech companies will have little incentive to clamp down on uncivil discourse, and the diminished traditional news media no longer will shape discourse. Meanwhile, terrorists and other political actors will benefit from the misinformation and persuasion tactics enabled by the web. The atmosphere online will improve because technical and human solutions will emerge as artificial intelligence helps break up the online world into segmented, controlled, social zones, and some solutions for oversight and moderation of communities could lead to surveillance, and nation-states might regulate debate, encouraging polarization and limiting free speech. The death of free speech. Of all of the issues raised in the Pew survey, I'd place surveillance first because it relates to government overreach and excessive control as the biggest concern, said Rob Enderle, principal analyst at the Enderle Group. The exploitation of information is the least important because that has been going on since before Google was founded, he told TechNewsWorld. It has progressed so far over the years that it's unlikely that anything can be done about it now, Enderle said, and the related harm appears to be far less than anticipated. Bad behavior by trolls and terrorists is becoming the foundational element for overreach and could become the effective cause for legislation that also vastly reduces our ability to criticize or organize against government actions we disagree with, he cautioned. We're already seeing governments attempt to strong-arm tech companies into trampling on fundamental rights to privacy and speech, noted Julie Mastrine, brand and public relations manager at Care2. However, we should not be willing to use state power to suppress hate speech, she told TechNewsWorld, because we cannot enact legislation that would eliminate hate speech, fake news and online abuse without opening up an avenue for ideas we agree with to also be targeted, depending on who's in power. The greater good does not trump free speech because its definition is entirely subjective and shifts over time, Mastrine said. Also, what's considered unfavorable speech one day may be a widely accepted attitude the next. The price of free speech. Free speech means, well, free speech, said Michael Jude, a program manager at Straightcast, Frost & Sullivan. The founders knew that the price of free speech was that you would occasionally be offended, he told TechNewsWorld. They actually thought this was a good thing. For better or worse, we're stuck with universal free speech, he remarked. The internet leaks, and there's no technology that can prevent people from finding the content they want. The technology to avoid most censorship attempts is already widely personally available, Jude noted, and the harder governments squeeze, the more people will find ways around them. Number 2. How to use messages in iOS 10, from special effects to iMessage apps. Thanks to iOS 10, your Messages app is way more than a texting app. Way more. Now that the official release of iOS 10 is out, here's your guide to using all the new features in Messages, from sending full-screen effects to installing your third-party iMessage apps from your favorite services like Venmo, ESPN, and OpenTable. The first thing you should know is that the recipient of your messages will need an iPhone, iPod, or iPad running iOS 10, an Apple Watch running watchOS 3, or a Mac running macOS Sierra in order to view them in their full visual glory. Furthermore, these features are exclusively linked to iMessage, so Android users will have a hard time deciphering the animations as well. For users on Android or running a previous version of iOS, these messages will show up as regular text with a description of what the visual should have been, like, sent with fireworks. Not nearly as captivating. Install third-party apps. Perhaps the most profound change iOS 10 brings to Messages is the integration of third-party services, turning iMessage into a platform. Access your iMessage app drawer by tapping on the gray arrow to the left of the input field and then on the App Store icon. This is your hub for both iMessage apps, which only live inside Messages, and extensions, which are a part of a broader iOS app. You can press down on any of these iMessage apps and extensions in the app drawer to make them wiggle so you can rearrange or delete them. In your app drawer, you'll see your recents, music, images, and store. Recents displays your recently sent messages, whether it's a digital touch creation or a handwritten message. Music lets you share your most recently played song from Apple Music, which will play in line, more on that in the visual link section. Images lets you search the web for photos, videos, and GIFs. The image search results are powered by Bing, and the results are comparable to the GIF results in Google's Gboard iOS keyboard. In the store, you can browse the featured and categories tabs to get more third-party iMessage apps and extensions, including stickers, games, and services. Here's our list of 15 free iMessage apps to get you started. The Manage tab offers a quick way to see if any of your installed iOS apps have released a new iMessage extension, and here you also have the option to automatically add these extensions to your app drawer. Tap and replace with emoji. One of the biggest crowd pleasers at WWDC this year was the announcement that emoji would show up 3 times bigger in iOS 10. This applies if you are sending a message with only emoji, however. Text messages with an accompanying emoji retain the same size. Messages also has a new tool for replacing keywords into corresponding emojis. For example, the text, "I love monkeys," turns into, "I heart."